Dylan, after being down 3 at the end of the first, you guys had a great second period. Was it the start that contributed to the end result tonight, or something else along the lines?
We dug ourselves out of it a little bit. I just think we just didn't help ourselves tonight for a large part of that game, and the power play was good, but we can't show up to home ice and let 3 goals in the first period, and then we can't start periods like that. We had, I'm sure Newsy will talk about it, just details all over the place. Rule of thumb in hockey is be detailed off face-off. They scored a face-off goal, and we didn't have our men, and then a first minute of periods, especially when you're chasing the lead and down by 1 goal. The attitude coming out of the room was good, but we gave up a goal in the first 5 seconds of the third period, and that was a killer.
JT, can you just talk about how impactful that goal they did score early in the third was as far as momentum goes?
Yeah, it's like Dylan said, I think we had a good mentality going in the third period against a good team. It was still a good opportunity to get a point or two, and I think we can work on the response. It's a tough goal to let in, but it's a bad bounce. That's all it is, and we're still in a decent spot to fight back, and that's a really good hockey team over there. And I think that, like Dylan said, we kind of dug ourselves a little too big of a hole, and weren't able to fully get out of it.
Power play gave you a spark there in the second period, but overall 5-on-5 play, I think they outscored you 5-0. And did it feel that kind of lopsided?
Yeah, it did, and I think that we can't have games like that. We can't have. I think most of the forwards were passengers tonight. We didn't help ourselves breaking the puck out, and we can't be outscored 5-0 on home ice, even against a good team with very skilled offensive forwards, and I feel like we gave them the puck too much. We let them do what they wanted in the O-zone, and kind of really exposed us.
JT, how much of it was them exerting their skill on you guys, and how much it was you guys just not being as sharp as you needed to be?
I think a mix of both. Definitely not as sharp as we need to be to win games in this league against top teams, and when you're not that sharp, that's what happens, and their skill does take over. And we gave too much room on the rush, too much room in the D zone, and they were able to capitalize on us.
This kind of ends the first month of the season. Is it just kind of too up and down for your liking, or what do you think of this?
I mean, you look at the schedule we had. I don't want to. Yes, it was very up and down. We played some good teams, and would have been nice to cap off this month with, like JT said, with a point or two, and we climbed back in it, and our details weren't good enough. So you look at the schedule before the season. We emphasized the start. The start wasn't great. We dug ourselves out of that hole. Be very excited to see and interested to see how we respond to this game and really these last 3 games where we left points out there.
What have the biggest challenges been in these first 10 games now?
I think, obviously we haven't been very good on the special teams, winning the battles. Our goaltending's been good. That's been a highlight. And we haven't scored enough 5-on-5. We haven't been hard enough. You've seen glimpses of it. We haven't been hard enough around the other team's goalies. In my opinion, it's all fixable, and I think we have the personnel to do it. But we were in a similar position last year. We need to figure out what we are as a team and start to gain some traction and play to an identity.
Dylan talked about details missing tonight. D-zone, neutral zone, all over the ice.
Yeah, it's very frustrating game in that the 3 first period goals, which obviously got us behind a team like that, were just one-on-one battles. We got beat to the net. 2 rushes in which we identified the right guy, and the guy just outmuscled the guy in the net for an easy goal, and then a face-off goal. same thing, simple assignment, and just got beat to the net. It's just unfortunate that those were three detailed. It's not like we missed the sort, or we just missed the battle, and then we find ourselves down 3-0. That team liked our second. I know it was the power play that got us going, but we had some shifts. We had momentum. We earned it, and then the first goal of the third was a backbreaker, and then I would even probably put the power play goal they scored very similar, in which we had a great kill, and then it ends up in the back of our net.
You also talked about the need to find an identity and play to it. What are you hoping that identity is, or the identity you're trying to imprint?
Probably when you see flashes of it, first period against Edmonton, second period today, we're getting out of our zone, we're getting through the neutral zone, we're getting behind them, and we're getting a little sustained ozone, some momentum. It's tough to get things off the rush, and we have guys that want to get it off the rush. If it's there, we'll take it off the rush, like early in the first. We had a couple plays on the rush. Obviously, Compher in all alone a couple times there. You're going to get that when it's given, but it's the grind stuff. We just need more of that.
Derek, obviously against a team like that, you need more than a couple players going. Does it feel like you just didn't have enough players going?
Yeah, I don't even know it was just so sporadic in who was going. I think some guys had their moments, but I just think collectively we were just sporadic. And again, just a weird game in that we get out of that first period down 3, and they were all 3 very similar goals, just a one-on-one assignment where the player recognized the assignment, just got beat to the net. We get our momentum in the second, and then we just never got a chance to get it going. Maybe a little bit in the second, but our third was very unfortunate. I felt pretty good about the momentum, what we did in the second, and then obviously they score seconds into the third.
Does that fourth goal kind of make you scratch your head how that happens?
That was a tough one to watch back. To their identity, they rim a lot of pucks along the yellow and get there in the forecheck, and it's just the way it broke down. I mean, it went through 2 of our sticks, went through the goalie's stick, deep in the blue paint off our skate. It was a tough one to watch.
You talk about stuff. How much of that is the forecheck or starts with the forecheck?
Yeah, I think so. It doesn't necessarily have to be a forecheck. It's just take what's given, and we do that sometimes, but obviously you got to get a forecheck. But forechecks, a lot of it's puck placement. It's all 5 guys involved, and there were just a couple times we missed opportunities where they just had a little short breakouts or a little puck support. We just weren't on top of it. We were steps slow with our forecheck and being on top of them in the ozone.
You've talked about learning through experiences as you guys navigate this part of the schedule. Is it more of reinforcing the importance of those habits and details?
I think so. Again, we've had some formula, we've had some recipe for success. Again, what we saw tonight, we were a little easy on a really good team. I don't think we handled some of the matchups. Obviously, they're a big team, they're a physical team, they're a good team. You need to engage your battle a little more. I don't think we saw it in the first, a little bit in the second. So I think there's some formula there. We got to get to it more.
Power play had to be at least one bright spot, Derek.
Yeah, it goes 2 for 3, which obviously you'll take that. But again, got us right back into it. That's what makes the third period even more disappointing. You get those goals. We talked about getting our compete up a bit after the first, wins a few more battles. We did that in the second. You feel pretty good about the third. You can just feel the momentum, the chatter, and then obviously it was a tough first goal against. Thanks, guys.